What the heck is up, you guys? It's your boy Ace, aka Animated Heroes, here, back with another action figure review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the SH Figuarts Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom Aquaman action figure, and I believe this is the second Aquaman figure from SH Figuarts. Now, this is one I know not too many people are excited for, but sadly, sometimes the only time I get to play with my toys is when I review them. So I decided to do this review, even though I'm not really expecting a whole lot of views, but I'm not going to waste too many of you guys' time. I do appreciate you if you are watching. I greatly appreciate the support, and thank you for that. Now, anyway, let's go ahead and get right into it, starting off with the sexy packaging. Now for the box, we have a blue and gold theme. As you can see, we've got some patterns back here, which I guess emulate the design of Aquaman's clothing. You've got the window where you can see the figure as well as some of the accessories. Aquaman Lost Kingdom. We got Jason Momoa right there. Tamashii Nation's BANDAI Namco. Nothing at the top. Image of him on the bottom. Image of him right here on the side, nothing on this side. Then of course on the back, plenty of poses you can get the figure into, as well as some stuff I can't read because I imported this figure. Anyway, let's go ahead and bust it out of the packaging and take a look at the actual figure. Now, even though I am going to try to run through this review as quickly as possible, one thing I am not going to do is rule out and completely ignore all of the good things about this figure when it comes to explaining the detail and just how good this figure turned out in general. Pulling this figure right out of the packaging, it just felt so good in hand, and it looks outstanding, man. I know Tamashii Nations doesn't really get a whole lot of credit for their DC figures, mostly because some of them are pretty bad, but I have to say that certain releases have turned out to be really good. I truly like the Black Adam figure, which I know a lot of people slept on. I think their first Flash figure from the Justice League was good. The Ben Affleck Batman was probably their best Batman, even though it wasn't the greatest. And now we have this here. This thing is dope, man. This is a really sick figure. And I know a lot of people might have skipped on it because they already have the Mafex, but having my own experiences playing with the Mafex, this, in my opinion, is better. Now, let's go ahead and take a closer look at this guy so we can examine some of these details. Taking a closer look at this guy, it literally looks like Jason Momoa walked right out of a movie screen in his Aquaman outfit and is ready to go to war, because this thing is so freaking clean, man. It looks just like him. The only issue I have is the fact that the eyes have a bit of a shine to them from lighting. But other than that, this is so damn good. I love what they did with the hair. As you can see, it's in two separate pieces. You have the upper piece, then you have the lower piece, both painted very nicely. The lower piece has a bit of gold in it, and there's actually a little bit in the upper piece as well. Not a whole lot. It's much more apparent down here. The outfit has a bit of a shine, as it should. For one, he's underwater most of the movie, I'm assuming. And then on top of that, it's just how the outfit looks. And I love all of the paintwork and detail in here. The sculpting and everything makes it look like it has a ton of shading, even though it doesn't. I don't think this figure has any shading at all, but it still looks so good. He's got the logo right there on the belt, small little gauntlets right here. The green for these armored, I don't know, I guess they're gauntlets, is so freaking crisp, man. Like, I dig this a whole lot. They're a little bit more metallic, and because they don't have all of the extra sculpt work and detail in them, they shine a bit more, but that doesn't bother me at all. I love what they did with the pants. Nothing special, but as you can see, all of that sculpt work does continue all the way down to the feet. Overall, this is just a very clean looking figure, man. Like, this thing is really good. Now, anyway, let's go ahead and put him back so we can see how tall he stands. Now, to the top of his head, Aquaman stands right at about 6.5 inches. Very tall figure. And I can't wait to see this guy paired up with some of the Metacom toy Justice League releases that are going to be coming out later on at some point. Right now, I don't have any Justice League figures, so don't expect any of those in the size comparisons. I'll show off some DC stuff and then some other random figures, but for the time being, this is the only one I got. Articulation wise, it's pretty obvious why you're not going to get a whole lot of movement out of the head. It's just because of the hair, and there's really nothing Bandai could do about that. It's just, that's the design, that's how he looked in the movie, and it has to be accurate. Otherwise, people would be complaining about that even more. So he doesn't really look down or up very much, but he does come with an alternate head sculpt that will allow more range of movement, which I'll show in just a second. No real tilt, no real turn, any of that good stuff. So that kind of sucks, but again, nothing you can do about it. When it comes to the arms, perfect design. T-poses, no problem at all. You're going to be able to pose these arms around very, very well. Butterfly joints are right at the shoulders, and he can bring his arms all the way in, so that's good, but be careful because they will pop off. Again, another pop off, yo. Like, that's happening in all of my videos at this point. But yeah, he does have a bicep swivel right here, double jointed elbows that function very well. Hands are on a ball peg, a little bitty tiny ball peg, but still they move around just fine. Now at the diaphragm right here, he doesn't lean back very much, but he does lean forward a little bit. Plenty of rocker, so that's great. And then if you utilize the lower waist joints, he'll lean forward even more. Let's see if he leans back. Yeah, he leans back about that much, so that's cool. Just make sure you hide that gapping because it is going to show. And he just moves all around at the waist. You have no issues with that whatsoever. Legs go out about that much, forward, back. He can kick, man. He can kick. He's got the Spider-Man butt flaps, and so yeah, that's not going to hinder the leg articulation at all. These pieces right here are on hinges, and so you can move those out of the way whenever you're using them. He does have a thigh swivel, double jointed knees, no articulation right here at the boot. Foot goes down about that much, up about that much. Really, really good ankle rocker, and then he does have a toe hinge. So articulation wise, they truly went in on this guy. I feel like they got all of their best sculptors and people who do articulation to like come together and make this figure, because this thing poses so much better than I was expecting it to. Now, when a figure already looks and poses very well, the only thing that can make it better is a ton of accessories, and this guy comes with quite a few. First off, right out of the packaging, he comes with his neutral head sculpt and a pair of fist hands. He comes with an alternate head sculpt for when his hair is blowing under the water. I really dig that. He comes with a pair of relaxed hands. He comes with a pair of stylish gripping pose hands, reaching, whatever you want to use them for. Then he does come with a pair of hands for holding on to his weapon as well. His weapon really looks good also. I love this gold that they used on this, and it does detach and attach at the upper and lower part for what I'm about to show right now. He comes with two interchangeable water effect pieces that are attached to the weapon, which this is so freaking cool, man. And basically all you do is, like I just showed, you detach it and then you reattach it. And so that is super sick. I love this creative design. But then on top of that, he comes with several other water pieces that attach to the gauntlet and the boots. He comes with these smaller pieces right here. He comes with these larger pieces right here, which are very good looking, by the way. They're clear, but at the same time, you can see the paint on them very nicely. Like, it literally looks like water, so I dig that. And then he also comes with this last piece that he kind of wears like a harness. So this is cool too. This is obviously for when he's swimming upward, and this is good, man. This is really, really good. I swear I think Tamashii Nations was going all in when they put this figure together. So here's a look at him when everything is all composed and put together. Obviously, this head sculpt isn't meant to be on the body when he has these particular water effects, or if you were to put this one on because he's swimming upward, meaning that his hair is going to be going downward instead of upward. But I still wanted you guys to see what it looks like with all of them on. And then also, before I forget, when it comes to this head sculpt right here, it looks up about that much. Ton of gapping in there, sadly. Still doesn't look down all the way. Does get really good tilt and turn. Again, reassuring that the articulation is there. It's just that with the neutral head sculpt, There's nothing you can really do to articulate it. Moving on to size comparisons, here he is standing next to some random DC figures. First off, I have him standing next to the SH Figuarts Injustice Harley Quinn, the SH Figuarts Dark Knight Returns Batman, and then we also have him standing next to the SH Figuarts Suicide Squad Deadshot. Next up, here he is standing next to one of Medicom Toys' biggest fumbles. It is the Batman from the Robert Pattinson solo film. We also have him standing next to a McFarlane Delusional Flash, and then we also have him standing next to a Marvel Legends Black Panther 2 Namor. Lastly, here he is standing next to the GOAT himself, the Figma Jujutsu Kaisen Greatness Satoru Gojo. We also have him standing next to an SH Figuarts Street Fighter Johnny Bravo. And then we have him standing next to a Fortnite Victory Royal Series Ripley made by Hasbro. Now, all in all, when it comes to this figure, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Despite the fact that this is very clearly going to be a slept-on figure, I truly believe that this is Tamashii Nation's best work when it comes to a DC action figure. Out of everything that they've made up to this point, I truly feel like this is their best release. It was like whoever designed this was a big fan of either Aquaman or Jason Momoa's Aquaman. He had to have loved it. Now, that being said, again, I heard the movie was absolute trash, but that didn't stop them from going in on this figure. And so I really appreciate it, man. This is one of those times where I feel like this was definitely worth the money, even though this is a figure I might not even keep in my collection. I'm not all that enthusiastic about it, despite the fact that it's a great figure. It's just not one that is very appealing to me. Now, maybe after I have a whole Justice League team, then yeah, I'll enjoy it a whole lot more. But for the time being, I only see people who are fans of Jason Momoa's Aquaman picking this one up. And I would say this is probably the last time we're ever going to see him reprise his role as this character. So if you want to pick it up for sentimental reasons, then there's one for you right there. But all in all, I'd say it's definitely worth the pickup if you want to get it, but I can see why a lot of people wouldn't and why a lot of people haven't. But overall, that's my review. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That always helps me out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure to hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new content. And last but not least, follow me on everything you see listed in the description below to keep up with my activity outside of YouTube. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe wherever you are, and bye.